Hi, I'm Jim with Pour the Juice, and in this video, I wanted to talk about my top five uh, whiskey brands, distilleries, whatever you want to call it. It's not going to be specific bottles. That's going to be a little bit too specific for this. And sometimes it's not quite a distillery. It's more of a brand. So this is going to be a little bit of a mix of both of those. And what I mean when I'm thinking about this, what I mean by that is they're brands or distilleries, again, that I trust enough if I see something that I've never had on the shelf, I know I can grab it, and I know it's going to be good. So yeah, I wanted to get started with, I'm not going to put it in my top five because it's in pretty much everybody's top five, and I feel like it would take up a spot of something else that could get a little bit of appreciation. So this is going to be, I don't know, number 6, honorable mention, whatever you want to call it. Gonna go full tater, Buffalo Trace. If I'm being honest, this is probably, could be number 1 for me, as a lot of their high-end stuff would be some of my favorite bottles that I've ever had, including George T. Stagg, including Thomas H. Handy for a rye. And even their next tier are, some of my favorite bottles that I've enjoyed as well. Regular Stagg, Stagg Jr., E.H. Taylor, Barrel Proof. You can kind of go on and on with what Buffalo Trace offers, what Sazerac, I guess, offers, and about how good their products are, and for a reasonable price at MSRP outside of 1 or 2 of them. So yeah, I didn't want to add them in my top 5 just because I feel like it's going to be in everybody's top 5. But I did want to give them recognition because, and I'd be lying if I said they weren't one of my favorites. So yeah, honorable mention, BT. Now that that's out of the way, my top 5 itself, I don't know if it's in order. My number 1 is my number 1. And it's always been my number 1. And if you've been watching my videos long enough, you might know what that is. The rest of these are a little bit mixed in. I guess number 5 is my number 5, though, too. Number 5 is going to be Jim Beam. It's not going to be Suntory because I haven't tried all of their products, but Jim Beam itself, I'm a huge fan of Booker's, huge fan of Knob Creek. I do like Baker's. I like the nuttiness that you get off of a lot of the Jim Beam products. And I seem to like all of their products that I've tried that are higher proof, including Old Grandad, what was it, 114? But some of the higher end Bookers really hit that sweet spot for me of what I'm looking for in a whiskey. And I feel like, the higher end Knob Creek things, or Knob Creek bottles, are always phenomenal. Knob Creek 12s are probably the best value on the market. I could go on and on and on about some of their products, but I'll stop there. Number 5, Booker's, or Jim Beam. Number 4 in this list, I don't know if this is my number 4. This might be number 2. Who knows? It's going to be Wild Turkey. This isn't the new batch. If it was the new batch, I would have done a review. This is the batch 5 LLLE of Russell's 13. But just in general, I really enjoy Wild Turkey's profile. And that's because I feel like it hits a lot of notes all at the same time. To me, it's a very complex whiskey. And going, from bottling to bottling, you can get a lot of variation in there. None of them, to me at least, have been overpowering in one note versus another. You just kind of get, whatever's in that bottle is going to be pleasant, is what I'm trying to get to. It's never going to be too much leather or too much citrus to me. It's always very well balanced. And yeah, I tend to enjoy all their products, enjoy their single barrels a lot. Really big fan of the Russell's 13. Never got my hand on a 15. Wish I did. But yeah, Wild Turkey, number 4. Number 3 on this list is going to be New Riff. I am thoroughly enjoying every single thing that I've ever tried from New Riff, or I have thoroughly enjoyed, I should say, including single barrels, including the ryes. If you just watch my review on the Balboa rye, you'll know that I said in that video that that's probably my favorite rye around 100 proof. And it still is. I love that bottle. And one of the things I love about New Riff is they're consistently putting out interesting whiskey in that same vein, where it's a certain grain that most people don't use, and they decide to give it a try and see how it comes out, and it always comes out fantastic. I've never had something from them that I don't like. So if I do see something from New Riff on a shelf, I know for a fact if I buy it, I'm going to love it. And I think that's what this list is really about. So yeah, New Riff, number 3. Number 2 on my list is going to be Barrel. Obviously, Barrel is more of a blender than anybody else on this list. They get their whiskeys from all over the US and Canada. They blend them, they finish them, and I love every single one that I've had. That's, starting in their main line of blends that they have, like Dovetail. That also has to do with any of the finishes that I've ever tried from them, and their high-end stuff like the 20-year Toasted that I reviewed 4 months ago or so. They're all great. I know if I buy one, it's going to be exactly what I'm looking for. It's going to be viscous, it's syrupy, it's going to have a bunch of flavor, it's going to be blended expertly, and it's going to hit me in all the spots I want to be hit with a whiskey. And most of them are pretty hot too, which I also enjoy. This one happens to be a pick of the Dovetail, which is also awesome. Love that. And this is a fantastic pick. This is from Byright in Jersey. Yeah. Barrel Craft Spirits, number 2. Number 1 on my list, Jack Daniel's. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I've been a huge fan of Jack Daniel's since the moment I tried whiskey, and that's because it's the first whiskey I ever tried. My friends growing up knew that I was a Jack Daniel's guy. I was that guy of the friends. If we're going to the bar, I was getting, Jack on the rocks. And that's evolved to, some of their better products, some of their more high alcohol products, higher proof. And that is what I reach for these days. If I'm in a mood for a bourbon, good chance I'm picking up a Jack Daniel's barrel proof single barrel for the bourbon. And if I'm picking up a rye, because I'm in the mood for a rye, it's going to be the barrel proof rye. That's just the way it is. Something about their flavor profile just really appeals to me. And again, it's one of those things where I know if I pick up anything from them, especially any of their special editions, I'm going to love it because everything they make is fantastic. Haven't tried the 14. I have a bottle of the 12. The 12 is amazing. So I can only guess that the 14 is as well. Maybe I'll get lucky one day. Who knows? But yeah, number 1, Jack Daniel's. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments what your top 5 whiskey brands or distilleries are. I know there's going to be a lot of, kind of the big label brands here outside of Barrel and New Riff. And that may make some people upset, but, I really do. These are some of my favorites. I really do enjoy these. So yeah, let me know what you love or your top 5. And if you enjoyed the video, please like, please subscribe. Thanks. Cheers.